Welcome into 5-Day Crypto. My name is Chase. I am a level 1 CMT and full-time trader. Today we're going to look at Bitcoin. We're going to start off on the short time frame, look at the 4-hour, then we'll zoom out, look at the more macro picture, see what we need to be watching for to the high and low side for the foreseeable future. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up. If you want access to our private Telegram alerts group where we stay up to date on everything across crypto, even the stock market, your requests, everything and more. A lot of extra content in there. Consider checking out our Patreon group linked below and you get access through there. So let's get right to it. We have the Gaussian channel on the 4-hour. And what do we notice? It's flip-flopping back and forth here. Green, red, green, red. What does that mean? Well, indecision in the market and chop. This is very difficult to trade profitably. So usually when you see this, right, up, down, sideways, right, it's just not doing anything. It's not trending. You don't want to trade non-trending markets, even on the short time frame. Very difficult to do. And that's exactly what we're getting. So we're trying to find our footing to the bullish side. I would give a slight edge to the bulls here. We're still at, swing highs. And not only that, but look back here, right? Even going back just last week, right? Resistance on this median Gaussian channel broke through it, right? Turns a little bit more bullish, come up a little bit, right? We took out this triple peak over here, right? Came back down, and where do we hold the line? Median Gaussian channel, which was previous resistance, now trying to flip to support. That's a good sign for the bulls. We don't want to go back down below this, right? If you start to close below your median line on the Gaussian, you're by definition turning a little bit more bearish, right? See this? How these candles all just remain red no matter what, right? And that's why they turn back green a little bit, right? It gets more bullish by definition here. So this is what we're watching for on the short time frame. Right, we're looking to break above our previous resistance zone. We tried to do it here. It looked like we were going to do it, and just a little bit of a fake out so far, or maybe just a little bit too premature, right? Too early, right? Let's not jump the gun. Came back down, retested. Bulls are still here, right? Confirming that after many wicks here, right? Look at all this lower time frame support off that 100 EMA, that blue line. Final little wick down here, and then so far, so good for the bulls. Now we're knocking back on the door here, right? Let's zoom in. Look at the past, all the candles. Resistance, resistance, resistance. Here we are again. Resistance so far. This is resistance, not because it's just randomly stopping here. Look back left here, right? Resistance here. We need to flip this to support. Big time. And then, continue to follow through. And then let's take out this high. 72.3. We do that, odds are price discovery mode again, and the bears are be left scratching their heads. Okay. However, we always want to look at both sides of the coin, right? Where do we start to turn a little bit more bearish? Well, obviously, if you take out that median Gaussian channel and take out these swing lows, so 68.7 for the short time frame. Now let's go to a little bit bigger picture. How's the daily look? I'm glad you asked. Well, moving average is rising, the 21 EMA. We've bounced twice off the EMA 34 here, right? We came down a little bit, almost to it, didn't hit it again. So the bears, all they need to do is close below the EMA 34. That would be the anomaly, right? We've bounced previous 2 times, close back below that, or right on the daily scale, about 65.5. That would also get us in the Gaussian channel, which is not what you want to see, right? Bulls want to remain clear of the Gaussian, right? As you can see, right? Going back on the daily chart here, where's the last time we were in it, right? After our move up, right? We got in it, tagged it, and then remained in there for a while. Still remain bullish, right? Where did we stop? The 100-day EMA, that blue line, and the bottom of the Gaussian channel. So let's watch for this in the coming days ahead. Maybe weeks. We have the halving coming up in, less than 10 days now. So let's see if we can hold these lines, right? So top of the Gaussian channel as of now is 65.7, also in line with those swing lows. So that's the spot I'd be watching for the next several days, like a hawk, right? That's what we need to be watching for. Okay. To the high side, we're right there, right? You can see this is pretty bullish here, right? You have kind of these rising lows, kind of this flat top. I would argue like a kind of a rising wedge here, right? Looks like it's maybe shaping into that. So to the bull side, Like, look how also, look, what else do we notice? Well, look at the Bollinger Bands pinching up here, right? Likely a bigger move is ahead. Doesn't mean today, tomorrow, but in the days and weeks ahead, maybe after this pattern breaks here, right? If we come up, right, we're looking for a close, a decisive close above our highs, 73.4, right? Let's get a, you know, a bull candle up here. Something like that. That would be great. Or we come back down and just remain in here, maybe post halving, and then we either break out or break down, right? Our breakdown level is 65.5. That's pretty clear here, right? That would make a lower low. That would get us in the Gaussian channel. Crossing the stream's bad, right? Cats and dogs living together. Bull side, we're knocking on the door, right? Looking good. How's our indicators looking? I'm glad you asked. Let's check in on those. RSI, Relative Strength Index. Use this for strength and weakness and not overbought and oversold like your favorite influencer told you to. It's not generally the best one to use. So strength, right? Are we on strength or not? Well, really, it's about 50 on the 50 line, right? You can think of this bull and bear property. Bears are down here. We've generally been pretty bullish. We've gotten signs of bears, but really we're right there right now. So again, more indecisive. So hard to trade that, right? Very difficult to get this chop out of the way. So we have to wait. MFI, much better to use for kind of the overbought, oversold vibes. Why? Because it includes volume. MFI includes volume. RSI does not. RSI is just based on your price and your strength comparative to the market. MFI is better. So that is declining. The best one, if you can only pick one indicator in my book, I'd use the Fisher transform. If you haven't heard about this, you don't use it, I would put it on your chart, right? So when the blue crosses the orange, right, that's a trigger sell. Vice versa, trigger buy when they cross. And you want to kind of wait for confirmation for them to run parallel. And then you could see not a whole lot of fake outs. You can get some indecision time to time, but more often than not, and that's why you're waiting for the parallel because you don't know, right? And we just divergent bounced to the buy side on the daily chart. And you can use this across all time frames. Generally, the higher the time frame, the better. And speaking of that, let's go look at some high time frames on the Fisher. Bounce on the weekly as well to the high side. Buy. Monthly, still running parallel to the high side. When was the last time we got the trigger buy? Well, besides our indecisive September, October, right? And you know what happened in October, right? We've just been running high. But look at the buy here, right? The end of the bear market. If you just would have followed this, right, you would have got in, like pretty much all in, right at the beginning of 2023. Look how simple that is, right? So that's where we are. On the monthly, do we have any warning signs of a potential top? Let's just remove all these drawings. The answer is no, right? In fact, the opposite. We're holding the upper Bollinger Band very strong. We're outside the Bollinger Band. You're like, say, well, you can't last very long up there. And that is true, but you have to have the perspective of the time chart you're looking at. So not very long here. It's like, what, another 5-6 candles? Well, guess what? That's 5 or 6 months of potential, right? And it's not like it's impossible. Look back here, 2020, 2021, mini candles outside the upper Bollinger Band. That's a sign of strength. You don't want to fade strength. You don't want to be going to bench press contests with Bitcoin when he's this strong, okay? He will win. So Bitcoin's still very strong. Bollinger Bands still diverging from each other. I mean, look at the band. It's pointing way down. At the same time, price is outside the upper one, right? Look at the last cycle. I mean, damn, right? Lasts for a long time. Well above the monthly Gaussian channel. Well above 85%. How far were we here? Right? We think we're overbought now. How about 600% above the Gaussian channel? That's elevated. 85%. Come on, it's child's play. Don't let anyone tell you we're too overextended. This is a sign of strength and early strength. You want to back that up more? Let's look at the ADX and the I. ADX, right? The average directional index, this orange line. It's just now rising. 25 is where you start to gain strength, right? Look at the previous cycles. Okay. This is going all the way back to 2015. The bulls have always been in charge. We got a little bit pessimistic during the bear market. But look when the bulls shift, it's shifting for a while, right? A while. Looking good. Macro picture, it looks good. Bitcoin, that's your update for April 11th. Hopefully you liked it. Let me know what your thoughts, your feelings. Unless they're pitiful, then save your tears for another day. All right. Quote of the day. That which isn't good for the hive isn't good for the bee. Of course. Car of the day. In your face, McLaren F1. Front on view. I think this is like the GTR version. I got a couple more pictures from scouring the interwebs. Orange, McLaren orange. It's like the original McLaren orange, right? And then wrap it up with how about a GTR race car version? I like it. Roof scoop. Hot pink. It's got like the 80s vibe. Like Miami, 1980s Miami. It wasn't around in the 80s, but the vibe's there. I like it. All right. That's that. I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for watching this long if you have. 48 gold stars to you. I'll see you on the next one.